You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
New DOJ cover-up of Todd Blanche secrets could hide unspeakably bad conduct, experts, based on an article by David Edwards. The Justice Department wants the money to end the questions, a case that collapsed for a reason. 6 protesters arrested outside a Chicago area ICE facility saw their prosecution implode after a federal judge found prosecutors had misled the court, improperly dismissed skeptical grand jurors, vouched for their own evidence, and hid the misconduct behind redactions. That is the factual core. Everything else is an attempt to manage fallout. The real power sits above the line prosecutors. This is not a story about a few overeager line attorneys in Chicago making a mess. The defendants are seeking communications involving Associate Deputy Attorney General Aakash Singh and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, including Singh's cell phone records, because that is where institutional power lives. If those records matter, it is because someone higher up may have steered, approved, or tolerated the conduct that poisoned the case. Fees without discovery is containment, not accountability. The Justice Department's new posture is telling. It says it will pay the defendant's attorney's fees while resisting discovery into how the case was run. That is not contrition. It is a strategic payment designed to buy silence. When a department concedes enough to make a dispute about fees go away but fights to keep the internal record sealed, it is not resolving the issue. It is trying to cap the damage before the chain of command becomes visible. The framing is already doing its job. The institutional instinct here is familiar. Narrow the scandal to procedure, drain it of politics, and present the result as an unfortunate litigation posture. But the underlying facts point to something uglier. Prosecutors allegedly rigged the grand jury process, then concealed it. If the Justice Department now wants to avoid discovery, that is because discovery can turn a local abuse into evidence of supervision, escalation, and authorization. ICE is the machinery, not the backdrop. The protests were outside an ICE facility. That matters. ICE does not just enforce policy, it produces the confrontations, the arrests, and the legal theater around them. The agency should be abolished, not polished. A system built to criminalize dissent around immigration enforcement will keep generating abuses, then outsourcing the embarrassment to prosecutors and public relations staff when the case collapses. The pattern is official misconduct followed by administrative evasion. The broad lesson is not that the Justice Department made one bad call. It is that executive power can contaminate a prosecution, hide behind litigation tactics, and then try to settle around the evidence. That is how institutional cowardice works in practice. The state breaks the rules, then pays just enough to stop the record from expanding. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Raw Story for today's article. With the automated voice of Sam, thanks for listening.